Hi guys, it's Sofie Dossi. I'm at Famous Birthdays and we are going to be doing behind the post. So I'm going to be telling you what happened behind the post on my Instagram pictures. Oh, that one. So it was actually my first time at VidCon, and it was because someone actually gave me a pass, and it was at a party and it was just a whole room of lights, and it was so pretty, and then there was all mirrors all around, and it was a pretty place. That was the first time Miranda and I collabed, and she turned me into her, but then thought I did horrible at it. Miranda put on my lipstick, she gave me all those clothes, and then she tried to be me, so that's why she has that cat leotard on and the curly hair wig, and she thought she was coming for my career, but we'll see about that. Oh, that was after the first time I performed at the Warriors doing a halftime show, and that was so fun because I got to I actually got to meet, well, not meet, but I was like practicing on the side while all the Warriors players were warming up as well, so that was really cool. That was on Tristan's roof on the edge of the building, and you know, with that picture, that was actually one of the first pictures, and all I did was I went into a one arm, and it was like one of the first take. We got it. It was crazy. I remember he was like, "Can you hold me up in a contortion pose?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I can." And he was like, "Well, let's do it like on the edge of something kind of like dangerous because we need to get the views." And I'm like, where are we gonna get it? And he's like, "How about on my roof, on the edge of the edge of my roof?" I'm like, okay. So that's what happened. Oh, that was my first ever performance. So this was before America's Got Talent, before anybody knew me. This group hired me. They saw a video that I posted of like me doing contortion in the backyard, and then they saw me, and then they called me and hired me and was like, "Hey, can you do like a contortion routine for this was a fashion show?" And I remember I was so nervous, and I remember that routine, I remember I was making up literally on the spot. So I was not prepared, I was not professional, obviously. And yeah, that's just how I did it. So that's a mountain lion. His name's Sam. He's the sweetest thing. You know, it's funny, because they're tamed, they are like dogs. Like, they act like dogs, except you have to be a little bit more careful, but they act like dogs. And it was actually in a safe haven for cats. So like if in the wild they get hurt, they bring them back to take care of them and care for them. But Sam was born there, so they can't take him back, or else like he won't survive if he goes back into the wild. But he was so sweet. Oh, that was for Ellen, and they had me be Judge Judy's body, and then they were going to put her face on my face, and it was for Ellen for a skit. That was the Halloween show I did for Ellen. Ellen, she's the sweetest ever. She's like my favorite person in the world. And she had told me like she was a big fan when I went off of America's Got. She's like, "Oh my God, I watched you all the time on America's Got Talent." And I was like, "Oh my God, really?" I met Marshmallow. This was actually my birthday, and that was when I performed at VidCon, and I actually got to meet Marshmallow with his head off. It was pretty cool. That actually, you know what's funny? With that pose, I was like on my elbows, and I remember I actually got really lazy and wanted to come down. That was actually me coming down, but the photographer snapped the picture and we got the photo. So I did a video with David Dobrik, and basically the behind the scenes of it was, cause before that I had shot an apple off of his friend's head with a bow and arrow, and then he was like, well, what else can you do crazy? I'm like, well, I don't know, give me an idea and maybe I can do it. And he was like, what about a paintball gun? He's like, no, that's too basic. You know, that's not exciting enough. And he was like, what about a flamethrower? And he was like, yeah, that's a little more exciting. And so I held a flamethrower with my feet. And yeah, it was kind of scary though, because I didn't want to burn down the house, and he's like, no, it's fine. And I'm just like, are you sure? Like, it could, if it falls, I could burn down the house. He's like, it's fine. Like, okay, David. That was actually the first time I ever did the bow and arrow trick, and I was like, I remember I was so happy. I was like, I'm gonna post this on Instagram. All my friends are gonna be like, this is crazy. And yeah, that was the first time. So guys, thank you for listening to my stories behind the post, and if you want to follow me, you can follow me at Sofie Dossi. Bye guys!